Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekend Show. I'm Mal Lee, your host for this evening. Hope everyone's keeping well out there, because I am, and it's Don't Cross the Line Day. Well, it should have been, shouldn't it? It should have been Saturday, out at Grassroots Football. Tomorrow, out at Grassroots Football. Unfortunately, COVID-19 has ruled it all out. Anyway, let's just hope, whatever you wear, let's just hope you've enjoyed your coaching sessions. I know plenty of people who've been out on about coaching, and hopefully Liv, she'll be on the show tomorrow. She can tell us all about her coaching and the team that she was with. She hasn't been coaching for a while, on a coaching session for a while, should I say. Well, is she going to play for her new team? Well, maybe she'll announce that just before she gets back into refereeing. Not too sure, because I know Liv loves her refereeing. So, as she said in the show the other week, she's really keen to get on with it. And obviously, everyone's a little bit ecstatic about the government declaring that hopefully grassroots football could be back the first week in July. We're not too sure what they mean by that, not at all. Anyway, what about the Premier League? Yes, the Premier League is back. What do you prefer? Obviously, the sound. I was watching a couple of games where the sound, especially the Man City game as well, okay, some of it's out of sync, but to be honest, can you really watch a football match without the sound? And it's not good for the youngsters either, is it? Because obviously we all know it's football, and because there's no crowd there, doesn't mean to say that the players will start bowing and saying, hello, you know, we're not going to swear, we're not going to be very aggressive on the side of the pitch or on the pitch itself. We all know what football brings out of them, and we always state, don't we, you know, lip readers, you can see exactly what the footballers are doing, and it's not going to change as it gets on with the games going on week in, week out. You'll see or hear a lot more. So I believe the sound is absolutely perfect. The crowd, it makes it a little bit different, and I must admit, I did mention the other day with Manchester City, when you had the crowd, I couldn't watch it without the crowd. It was too silent, all the players shouting. It's like going and you're watching the Sunday League teams, isn't it? You know, where no disrespect to them, but there's not that many people there, not many crowds there from the touchlines cheering them on and sort of like getting them going. Plenty of them, but I think you all understand where I'm coming from. I'd love your views on it, what you're enjoying about it at the moment. You know, every team seems to be adding a little bit more spice to the game as well. Around the pitch you see shirts hanging up in the stands. Obviously it's the big one here we have on Merseyside tomorrow. It's the derby. We just need, fingers crossed, we need to win. I think the Evertonians are all made up. We'll have a little bit of a conflab, no doubt, if Liv turns in, because he's an Evertonian. Tomorrow, a little bit of banter, as they say, and that's what it should be. Banter in grassroots, not in grassroots football, in senior football, and we can hand it on back down to grassroots football, because if we're all adults and we're all having a little bit of banter, it'll rub off on the kids, and we all know that. Role models, what their actions does rub off on the kids as well when it comes to them on a Saturday or Sunday playing football. If mum and dad start shouting things towards the referee, then obviously the kids think it's okay for them to do it as well, but we know it isn't. Well, anyone who's just tuning in, DXTLTV from the Touchlines, thank you very much. And on the website, www.don'txtline.com. Many of you tune in and listen to the show. Hopefully we'll start having guests in, because we did have to have a hold on the show. Yesterday, from XLN, my broadband went down, and I was annoyed. Obviously, I'd done a YouTube post, and hopefully many of you absolutely viewed that and just got on with it. You see the Premier League shirt, the referees signed by referees and the officials there, and assistants. If you can make it out, brilliant, well done. Some of them I can't. I'm waiting to get some messages when I showed it up yesterday, but I'm not too sure what I can do with it yet. I don't want you sending emails in. I know what you're all like out there when it comes to referees. This is why we're with Don't Cross the Line, not-for-profit organisation, been going since 2003, bringing people together on and off the field of play. And obviously our aim is, and our game is, to try and stop irate parents, spectators and managers, coaches, Shouting abuse towards referees. Yes, referees who take all the brunt of it. Why? Because they're the target, aren't they? They are the target in grassroots football. And do you know what? Without them, we wouldn't have any games. We all know. Kids love them, the kids are in uniform. You see a referee in a uniform coming out there and putting the laws of the game into perspective for all the kids, for all the adults. Why would you want to argue? Because you take that referee away, and I done it myself many years ago when I was running a football team. Obviously I got out of running a football team, not through choice. The kids were really upset, and I felt terrible. It was just when I'd started the campaign and I was trying to run the football team as well. And unfortunately I couldn't because the campaign was taken over, and as you see, we're massive. We're all over the world now. We've done Cross the Line, which thank you very much to all our supporters out there, each and every one of you. I think you've done a fantastic job for us. You've really got us going. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more for you. There you go. You've got us all where we are today. Liverpool, Everton, the PGMOL, the PFA, John Hudson being absolutely brilliant, Mike Riley. I know everyone slates the PGMOL, but at the end of the day, they've got a job to do. I don't want to be controversial because there's enough controversy on social media, shall I say, when a decision is made and what have you, but they're only human like ourselves, and we all make mistakes. It's simple as that. A little bit more so because the fans aren't there, so you'll see a lot more on social media lambasting the referees, the officials, VAR. We're going to get it, and obviously it's always going to be controversial, but don't forget we took VAR away from the game as well, and just went back to the assistants, to the referees, and there's always controversy. It's been going since day one, hasn't it? Referees, but part and parcel of the game, I suppose, because you get some decisions for you, you get some decisions against it, and everyone starts counting up the decisions and saying that many went against us, that many you've got, this many, and this is the banter that we have in Merseyside as well, especially when it comes to Liverpool and Everton Football Club. Obviously, as I say, tomorrow's game behind closed doors. I don't know how you find it yourselves. Man United and Tottenham drew 1-1 yesterday. How you find it yourselves? It's some getting used to, we know that, but hey, I'm sure it'll all be back up and running next year, as well as holidays, because we're all missing our holidays as well, aren't we? Let's get back to some normality, but slowly but surely we are doing. So, we were talking earlier on about grassroots football. We were talking about the referees being the targets by irate parents, spectators, coaches, and that's always going to happen. We're always going to be walking the touchlines, handing out leaflets, telling the irate parents, the spectators, why we're out on the touchline, supporting our referees, young referees, experienced referees. They're all getting the stick. We know that, don't we? It goes without saying. So remember that, please. Respect. It's the words we brought out. It was the word, it was the campaign that was going to be used back in April, but obviously with all the COVID-19 we had to cancel, and that was where all the Premier League referees, the officials, the assistants, all were wearing our t-shirts during their warm-ups on and off the field of play in Premier League games, but not when the game was on, obviously. It was just during the warm-ups. And anyway, we were hoping to really bang the drum up with Paul Curtin from Grassroots Football as well. He was going to help me as he got closer to it, but unfortunately the FA were going to do things for us because all governing bodies, football governing bodies are on board. And as I say, a massive thanks to Paul Curtin and Grassroots Football UK, who have supported us over the years as well and loved the work that we do. And I love the work that Paul does himself. You may have seen him, the post he's putting out. It was NHS and all the kids. Well done to each and every one of you there. And Paul puts it all on social media. And we support each other, and we have a little, would you, a conversation, by the way. We used to be on every single day, on the phone line, me and myself and Paul, and he's great. What a canny lad. Yes, he's down from Newcastle, he is. Lovely place, we've been up there a few times, South Shields, and he's got a lovely beach all to himself. And I did put, when he put on the post the other day, he was enjoying it in lockdown with his daughter. I invited myself up there, but Paul didn't come back to me. Thanks very much, Paul. I'm sure he will one day. I'm sure we'll get back up there when everyone is sort of social distancing properly. Is it 2 metres? Is it going to be 1.5 metres? Is it going to be 1 metre? But whatever you are, I really do hope you can sort it out and keep many jobs up. I don't want to see people losing their jobs, and I think everyone is in the same boat as myself. They're nodding their heads out there and probably thumbs up and saying, you know, we need to create jobs, we don't want to lose jobs. This has been a nightmare, COVID-19, for families all over the world, not just here in the UK. And let's just hope, fingers crossed, everyone's safe and well out there, and the COVID cases are going down and down, and the kids are all going to be going back to school very soon. They're on the summer holidays at the moment, so I hear from the government. I love that. After the summer holidays, the kids will come back. Even the kids are saying to me, they're a little bit bored, nothing to do, and I can understand that. And we can't wait to get our young commentators going again with Condor online. Chase and Roisy, absolutely fantastic, bringing the kids together, and just listening to the banter off those kids was unbelievable. And it was just booming, it was just getting up there, and we're still waiting for our new equipment. Obviously that'll be coming in soon. I'll keep you informed on that one. Excuse me. And we'll see what updated equipment we can have, and we're maybe doing Zoom, we may be doing some other technology we're looking into to make it better for you in grassroots football. And as I say, don't forget, we're a community interest company. 18 years we're going into our volunteer work on and off the field of play, doing talks, and we've got loads and loads of plans for this studio. The office, we've been painting the office, thanks to the likes of Paul and to Liv, who've been helping me out in there as well. It doesn't half help, we're trying to get it really professional, so when the professional people come, like yourselves out there, and enjoy an interview with us, we look forward to making you welcome, social distancing. You can see by the size of the studio, we've got a lovely studio here, and you can visit here. We'll have one-on-ones. Chris Foy will be coming in, hopefully, fingers crossed, he'll be coming in very soon. I've got a list of guests all ready to come in, but as I say, we have to get the social distancing done ASAP. And forgive me for looking over here at the podcast, because as I said, I'm up and running again. You'll have it on the website, the podcast. You'll have it on DXTLTV from the Touchlines. It's called From the Touchline because that's where we normally do our work from, meeting people, meeting referees, meeting yourselves, meeting parents, meeting the kids, talk to the kids. And we're going to have things going on within this community building as well. But it is lovely to be back and doing something. Obviously I do care work as well in between what I'm doing. So I've got little ideas that I want to put together in one. Not tonight, obviously, over the week, because I'm not busy. And I know I keep saying over the week, but something always crops up. As I say, my broadband went down yesterday. Didn't expect it, but what I hear, other broadband companies, theirs were down. It makes it be the weather, the torrential rain that we've been having. We're not moaning. We can't moan about the weather this year. That is one thing. But, it's just been extraordinary, the weather. We can talk about it, but we can't moan about it. That has probably been the highlight of 2020 at the moment, because the heat wave keeping us all going through the summer when COVID-19 was on. I was watching many social media posts, and I still am now, TikTok, and everyone getting involved and bringing each other together. We don't like the protests, we don't like what's going on, we don't like the violence that's going on at the moment, because everyone's back out in the open. We just loved to watch social media, the posts you're all putting on, bringing people together, making a difference, the kids getting involved, the nans, the granddads, everyone. That was the highlight of 2020. So there has been some good things, and please, let's hope it balances out now and it all starts to become good for ourselves, for yourselves, and you can all start writing up that you've had a lovely day, you've got a job, you kept your job, things are back to normal, and you're starting to buy your clothes, get your hair cuts. I think I need mine cut again, so I'll be in touch with my barber soon. And I think all the barbers open in July as well. Some restaurants, maybe pubs, I'm not too sure. But what's going to happen? Thankfully, the pubs aren't open with these games, and we have to appeal to all you fans out there as well while you're on. Liverpool and Everton. I know what will probably happen. If Liverpool win, there'll be loads of Liverpool fans celebrating outside the ground, after the game. And if Everton win, we'll have the Everton fans celebrating outside the ground after they've won as well. But why try and stay at home? We don't want to put the police through any... There's no need for it, simple as that. We just need to stay at home. You can celebrate in your gardens. Gee, and I know many are having big parties, and I'll let me marquee out to one of my friends there who's having a little bit of a party. I think there's only 6. It is a big marquee. I'd love to get some photographs of that, but they've got a big screen as well, ready for the derby. We're not too sure about the weather tomorrow. It could be rainy, but hey ho, him and his guests are going to enjoy themselves, and I hope they're all red to my marquee. Anyway, it's doing the job and to keep them all going, and that's what we want. Loads of good banter, fans staying away from the ground, the police being left alone to do their jobs, because it's more important jobs. We don't need fans going out there setting off all these fireworks and what have you. No, we don't. We can all celebrate on social media. People will see your posts. Set your flares off in your back gardens if you need to. You don't need to go to the ground. Leave the players alone. Let them get on with it. Let's just hope it's a fantastic game when the derby comes. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure yourselves are, with all the other Premier League games at the moment, because it's bringing people together again, and it's starting the banter again on social media, isn't it? Not that it ever went away, by the way. There's been loads of banter on there. We can't wait, hopefully, to win this Premier League, but I know what they say, it's not over till the fat lady sings. That's what they say, isn't it? And it isn't. We know anything can happen in Premier League football, anything can happen in grassroots football. I hope it's all good for yourselves and we're all enjoying the games and you can get as high as you can in the Premier League. Points matter, points make a difference. I just hope, as I say, we win, Liverpool win, and then we can win the league, Premier League on Wednesday, and really make a good go with them with all the other Premier League games. And please, to all the clubs out there, make it really good to the fans. Do something different. Sky, we ask you as well, put something on that really coincides with the Premier League games. You've got the technology. Make it good when we're watching these football matches. Make it as if we're there. Because I put a post on the other day, and a lot of people did like it. I liked it myself, actually, because the myth of armchair supporters is out the window now, isn't it? Because everyone's going to be an armchair supporter. What can we do? You can't get in that ground. I don't know who the 300 are who get in the ground, say Premier League grounds. I think that's all it's limited to. Maybe they could up that. Maybe they could. Maybe 2,000 fans could be allowed in by the end of the season. I think they can, because the grounds are big enough for social distancing, and the police pay the police as well for doing the jobs. The club, money will come into the clubs. We need to help out. We all need to get, that's my whistle, that's my fantasy team. I've got to pick 2 players. I've got my subs, you all play that. I'm glad you heard that, and that's just a reminder. Don't miss out. I've got a habit of missing out. I'm not doing too good at the start. I had 7 substitutions. And they're not really gaining me any points. I had David Luiz, oh dear me, -5. What's happening? I was up there and now I'm going back down again. Well, that's the way it goes, I suppose, fantasy football. Anyway, we've come to an end, or we're coming to an end of another show. I do hope that you'll enjoy them. When we have our guest, I know you'll enjoy it more. We're doing 20-minute shows Friday, Saturday and Sunday. I hope you like them. Please put a like at the end of the actually watched it. And if you've got anything that we could do to make your club, give you a mention, birthdays, when the tournament starts again, they've got tournaments, give us an email, drop me an email, and get me in touch on social media, mal@DXTL.com, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. You can send me a message and I can give you a little mention as well. But hopefully, as I say, hopefully, fingers crossed, that the lovely Liv will be in with us tomorrow. We'll talk about refereeing, we'll talk about the derby, we'll talk about grassroots football in general. And if you have any ideas about it, then please, we look forward to seeing you. In the meantime, thank you very much indeed for joining the show. We'll be back tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. So myself, Marlene, all the team here at the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line and Respect programme. Have a great evening. Good night, God bless.